Hi, I'm Ailbhe McDonagh. In this video, we are going to be learning how to change the bow direction. When we think about our bowing, we've already discussed our bow arm and our bow hold, but people often find it quite tricky to actually change from a down bow to an up bow. So when we start at the very beginning of our cello journey, we don't have to do anything particularly fancy with our bow changes. The best way to think about this from the very, very beginning is to think about a little smile motion. So you can see a smile or a banana, whichever you prefer yourself. So the idea is that we sink into the sound and towards the end of the bow, you can see what I did there was I just let the weight come up in my hand. And then I slowed down towards the end of the bow. And finally, there's nothing, no sound. Then I do the same thing again. Slow, weighty speed up. And here again, slow, lighter. So as you practice that, it's very, very handy to practice this in front of a mirror. As you can see, slow, lighten, start again, lighten, slow. So you can see that actually sounds quite smooth. Of course, it's not what we want eventually for a really perfect gluey bow change where you can't hear any change whatsoever. But as we start, that's the best way to approach this. Something else that is very helpful to get your bow change sounding a little bit smoother is to simply practice your bow hold with this finger and this finger. So out of the 4 fingers, finger 2 and finger 3 lifted from the bow. So here we go. So without even thinking at all about what that is doing, that teaches us a little bit about the jobs of these 2 fingers particularly. And then when these are put back, immediately we feel a little more contact when that's happening. I often laugh here, we discuss a little leprechaun sitting on the end of the bow, drinking a bowl of soup. So a ridiculous notion, but here we are, that as you come out, imagine that he's sitting here, and if you wobble too much, then the soup will go everywhere and he will fall off the bow. So you can practice this in front of the mirror. So these are your first steps as a beginner cellist when you are changing the bow. The bow change itself has lots of different aspects to it. But if you can practice in front of the mirror and see that you are in the same lane, so you're not moving back and forth as you change the bow, or you're not wobbling in your angle where the bow is based on the string. If all of these things are in a nice contained area, then you're getting off to a great start. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please feel free to leave any comments or questions below.